Hey, what's up, guys? Welcome to Just Hangouts episode 6, where we're going to be talking about some huge topics, mostly revolving around gaming. Some things like Guilty Gear, the new Pokemon, and the new DLC for Super Smash Bros. In Terry Bogard. So let's just jump right into it. But first, I want to ask Jonathan. Jonathan, how you been?
Hey, what's up, guys?
What?
Huh? What?
What? Is that me or is that you?
What? No, I was doing the generic YouTube intro. Like, yo, what's up, guys? How's it going?
Yeah,
it's your boy.
Yeah.
It's going all right. Just been doing work, some studying. Finally done with some studying recently, but things are going pretty well. What have I been watching / playing? The obvious is for games, really just Resident Evil. Continuing on those Resident Evil streams every Monday to Wednesday, 7 to 10. Check it out, JP Zone 97. So I finished Resident Evil 4 last week. And as we both know, that is considered one of the greatest games of all time.
It is.
And it was pretty good. It was pretty good.
I thought you were about to say, and it was like 4 out of 10. It was alright.
No, it was pretty good.
Wasn't Fortnite.
Nah, no Fortnites. But I'm not surprised that it holds up still, considering how many people highly regard it. But I guess I was surprised of how well it holds up still. Like, it is an older game, but it didn't feel this is okay. I gotta get used to something like this. But it was obviously going from RE2 remake to RE4 was different, just in play style and the speed in which you can aim and all different stuff. But it was good. I could tell it was very finely tuned in terms of its gameplay, and yeah, it was very fun. I had some help on the way due to the chat, but it was a fun time. I didn't struggle too much. It was very fun. You could easily see how it jumped from the horror elements to an action game, which RE4 is 100% an action game. And I was gonna say something else about RE4, but
well, that's where the series really started to become an action game, right? Because 5 and 6 afterwards would become
4 was,
5 has co-op. If I'm not mistaken.
What I was gonna say is 4. It's not even a complaint. It's just it's interesting is how RE4 doesn't even feel like an RE game, you know?
Yeah.
Because it's so separated from everything else. I mean, when the game starts, it's 4 or 5 years later from RE2. Because RE1 is this little incident that happened. It's very, it's a small kind of story, but it's oh shoot, this company called Umbrella is up to no good. Then RE2 and RE3, it's yo, Umbrella's they're going up a notch, just completely destroying this whole city with, zombies and throwing out Mr. X and Nemesis at you. Oh, shoot, at the end of the game, okay, we dealt with more of what Umbrella's doing. How are we going to deal with them in the next game? And in RE4 just starts, Umbrella is shut down and they are no more. Okay, all right.
Wow.
Yeah, it's
heck happened in RE3.
It's sort of I forget the exact details, but it's Raccoon City was nuked, and in this 4 or 5 years, the government was Umbrella, you're what the hell? You're shut down, and that's it. Straight up, oh, okay, sure. And
wow,
yeah, and
what a story.
I think just that the fact that it starts out like that, and then obviously the rest of the game, they briefly mention things Ada's in it for it a little bit, and they briefly touch on some older characters, but for the most part, it's not connected really at all to the rest of it.
Yeah,
which was very interesting. So
yeah, that makes sense.
But it was quite a good game. It is something I don't know if I would have done it, but I could see why people play it 100 times and never get tired of it.
Yeah,
it's very good. And right now I'm playing Resident Evil Revelations, which is in between 4 and 5. Came on the 3DS and then ported to PS3, PS4, and all that. And I know that game is kind of pushed on the bottom of a lot of Resident Evil lists, I've noticed. Like, in terms of the mainline titles, like, there's Operation Raccoon City, which, nobody likes, and the Wii games people don't like. But, like, it's either, like, below or above, like, RE0, which is usually on the bottom, too. And playing it, I guess I can see why. Like, you can like, going from RE4 to Revelations, it's not as finely, like, tuned, like I said. Because it was a 3DS game, and you can kind of feel it in some ways, but it's still, like, a very well-made game, I think. It's just, yeah, it's not as, like, it's weird to say not as polished as RE4, but it's still, like I said, it's still a very good game, I think. I'm still having fun with it. It sticks with there are more horror elements than in RE4, but there are those action set pieces, which I enjoy both of those. But I was streaming yesterday, after finishing the first 3 episodes on my first day streaming, and then I went through episodes 4 through 7, and I really got into the groove of Revelations. It's a lot of fun. I enjoy it.
Nice. So you're going all the way to 7, correct?
Yes, I am.
You have a long way to go now.
So I should finish either by this week or next week for Revelations. Then I will hopefully go into 5. That is the plan. But what I'm saying is RE4 still great, and Revelations, give it a shot. It's still pretty good, I think. It's just real quick for movies. Just 2 movies. First is The Lighthouse, a little independent film. It's getting some buzz recently with Willem Dafoe and Robert Pattinson. Yeah. I always think it's Patterson or Pattinson.
But he's gonna be the new Batman.
He is, but for people saying, "Yo, why is this Twilight boy gonna be in Batman? He's not a good actor." It's like, yo, like, watch some of his other films. He is very good, including in this. He is just phenomenal in this. He is such a good actor, and I think it's so funny how even he hates Twilight. Like, you can watch any interview, you can tell he regrets it so much to being in these movies. It's so funny, but no, he is such a phenomenal actor in this movie, and Willem Dafoe is also great. It's very trippy. It's a psychological horror independent film, so you can kind of imagine where it goes in some places. Yeah, so it gets a little trippy. Saw it with my parents. They did not enjoy it whatsoever, because when movies get kind of weird, they're kind of like, what, why, what was this? But I really enjoyed it. I didn't think it was too trippy. It treaded the line, and I think maybe even pushed it a little bit by the end. But I thought it was quite a fascinating movie. If you're into film at all, I would recommend. And then last is I saw, going down from the indie film is Zombieland Double Tap. Have you seen the first Zombieland, Blake? Are you a fan?
No, but I know it has a very large cult following. Everybody.
Yes.
I remember back in high school, everybody loved that movie because I think that was when the zombie craze was at its highest.
Well, I think it came out a little before, actually, the zombie hype. I know it was around the same time.
When did the original come out?
2011.
I am looking. Let's find out. Let's see.
Well, it came out before, like, Walking Dead and everything.
Was it Zombieland, right?
Yeah.
2009.
Yeah, so, it came out before.
Oh, that's early. I thought that was like 2000.
No.
Okay, so yeah.
I thought it was like 11 or 10. But, it came out before there was the Walking Dead show at all. So, it was, like, slightly before the big craze. Like, they were still on the rise, zombies, but it wasn't the massive phenomenon yet that it became after Walking Dead. But...
Well, yeah, that Walking Dead is kind of what started... Well, I feel like it started with Nazi zombies in Call of Duty. I feel like if you were a gamer, I feel like that happened because World of War. And then I feel like a couple things came out. Like, I think it was like Left 4 Dead at the time was pretty big. And then movies like Zombieland. And then The Walking Dead pushed it. Yeah. I find it funny because Walking Dead is kind of what started the zombie craze, and now it's kind of what's killing it.
Yeah.
Like they kind of
it's funny. Yeah.
It's funny.
But
irony.
I was a big fan of it in high school, and our good friend Elijah was as well. Bonded over that film. It's cool.
Was he?
I think so. I'm pretty sure he watched it.
That rascal.
But Zombieland is fantastic. It's, I don't watch a lot of zombie movies, so it's kind of easy to say it's my favorite zombie movie. Also, it's a comedy, so that helps. But it's probably one of my favorite comedies as well. I love that movie so much. Never get tired of it. And Double Tap, it was okay. It was okay.
I mean, it's been 10 years. Is it one of those movies where it's like we waited 10 years because it's been 10 years in the actual story?
It could have been. Well, I think it was probably like the actors got really busy. Emma Stone, she got really popular after that. Jesse Eisenberg got a lot of work after that. Also, they tried to do the Zombieland TV show on Amazon, which didn't play out.
Wait, what? There was a Zombieland TV show?
They did a pilot. Because Amazon was like, we'll release a few pilots, and then whatever show looks the best, we'll make that into a show.
Really?
And it didn't win. What people saw, it looked okay. I remember, I think it was the director or creator, maybe it was both, same person, I mean. When it came out, people didn't like it. Partly because original actors weren't there, and that's probably a lot of it, but people didn't like it, and the guy was like, so Zombieland is not going to be made a show, so because of you guys, it's not being made. So he was kind of throwing shade at the fans, going, because of your negative reception.
I need to find this now. I love when that happens.
And it was like,
okay, I gotta check that out. That's
I think that's really, I don't think there's anything else to it. There could have been, but I think that was it. But yeah, so it finally came out, and it was okay. It wasn't bad. I had a good time while watching it, but there was a very visible decline from the first one. I own Zombieland, the first one. I probably would not own this one ever, really. Again, I did enjoy it, but the biggest problem that I had with it was, which is the biggest problem I have with sequels that do this, is that it relied too much on jokes or callbacks to the original. Did you ever see Kingsman?
Not the second one, but I was thinking Deadpool 2 was the most obvious choice. Deadpool 2 relies a lot on its past humor. It uses like I would say like a solid 30 to 40% of the jokes in Deadpool 2 are callbacks to the original Deadpool.
Yeah, no, that is true. I didn't think about that, but I was thinking about Kingsman 2 because I feel like that movie relies like even more than, if that's what it felt like, more than 30 or 40%. It feels like they're like, remember this cool thing from the first one? Remember this cool thing from the first one? It's like, yeah, I do. I remember. Especially within the first 5-10 minutes of Kingsman 2, they had so many callbacks already. I was like, oh god, dang it. But this one did the same thing where there were a lot of callbacks to the first one. I was like, okay, and
it's been 10 years though.
Yeah, I don't remember much of the original jokes, I gotta be honest. Again, I've only seen it the first one time versus Zombieland so many times. But that was my biggest problem with it, that it relied on too many callbacks to the first one. There was in the first Zombieland, real quick, just to end it, there is kind of a little running gag where the main character, Jesse Eisenberg, he has a list of rules, and they'll throw them up, graphics up on the screen sometimes whenever he explains them or does them when surviving zombies. And there's a whole scene where they do callbacks to that. Actually, I don't think the character mentions the list once or twice in the movie, but to himself. He never explicitly says, I have this list where I do this, this, and this, He'll do things and the characters go, what are you doing? And he's like, nothing. But here, there's so many times where multiple characters, like Emma Stone's character, Woody Harrelson's character, they'll mention the list and they know it exists, and they'll mention it to other characters, going, yeah, he's got this list. So did you mention the list to this person? Oh my god. And there's a whole scene where it's Jesse Eisenberg talking to a ripoff Jesse Eisenberg, and they're comparing their lists to each other. And this scene felt like it went on for 5 whole minutes. And I'm just like, oh my god, this is the most like pandering to the original. It was. I did not appreciate that scene at all.
That sounds pretty weird.
But yeah,
sounds funky.
What I'm saying, it was okay. That's really all I have to say. But
all right, well, nice.
But yeah, so that's what I've been watching and playing. What about you, Blake?
I've really, in terms of games, I've only been playing Smash Brothers.
Mm-hmm.
Just a lot of Smash Brothers. Just trying to get good online. I don't really think I have any crazy stories from my online escapades. So yeah, that's just it. Just playing a lot of Smash Brothers. But I did see 2 movies, both of varying quality. I saw those hugely popular right now.
Oh, I forgot you saw this.
No, it's super popular right now. It's huge. The psychologically twisting, Tall Girl.
Oh, never mind. All right.
Yeah, so I was tricked. So my friend Colton came over, and we have a thing of where we browse Netflix for some pretty terrible movies, and we watched 2 actually. Actually, we watched 2. Sorry, I take that back. I watched a kids film called Axel, AXL, which is about a boy and his.
Oh my God, dog. No! Oh, what? You watched Axel? No, it's.
What?
Oh no, I watched Axel too.
Yeah, it was bad.
Yeah, it was real bad.
Dude, okay, it
felt so. Oh my God!
It felt super cheesy.
It felt like I was gonna say cheap, but
oh yeah, no, it was cheap too.
You got those Max Steel vibes, right?
Oh my God, yes, I did. I got Max Steel vibes quickly.
I got some Power Rangers vibes too, but like the way the color grading and everything, it looked just like Max Steel. It's like, oh my God.
Yeah, with like the kind of like the blue and silver kind of
thing.
They
did it again. They did it again.
The part I will never forget is in the opening, or like the kind of like the first actish where he's in the douchebag kid's garage or whatever, and he's on the freaking bike, and he's making vroom vroom noises.
Vroom vroom, baby.
Yeah, he's literally on the bike going vroom, and I'm like, are you kidding me? This man's supposed to be like in his 20s or something. I think, right? He's supposed to be able to go to college.
No, he's in high school.
No, it said he's in college. She got into college or something.
Well, she got into college, but she's not in her 20s.
No, she got accepted to a college, but she can't go because she can't afford it.
Well, yeah, but they're high school kids.
I don't know.
You get accepted to college when you're in high school, Blake.
No, I know that much. But, like, I don't know. I thought they were supposed to be, like, mid-college age. Or, like, not mid-college age, but, like,
they're
just
high school
emerging.
Kids.
You got me. They don't go to high school. I don't know, because they never go to school in this movie.
No. But they have those sweet high school parties.
Yeah. Oh, my God. But that's the part that really sold me on this movie, thinking this is going to be special. And then the girl walks in, and she's actually still attracted to him. And I'm like, he's making vroom vroom noises on someone else's bike. That's a red flag.
Good-looking fellow.
No, get out of there.
Well,
my other favorite part was when douchebag boy uses a flamethrower and almost lights some guy on fire because he drove past him. That was hilarious. This is at the party.
Don't remember that.
You gotta watch it. No. Me and Colton were literally like, he just tried to kill that man. Like he literally tried to light him on fire. Actually.
Well, my thing was how the super advanced, AI dog, which, okay, well, I'll get into it in a second. The douchebag kid just kills it with the flamethrower. That's how easy it was. You know?
Oh yeah, no, that's what I thought too. It's like
I was like, what?
Isn't he he's made of steel though? Isn't he fireproof? Right? No.
Apparently not. You just need a flamethrower.
Damage the circuitry. Oh no.
But also they have the super AI dog, right? And I'm like,
yeah.
Okay, that's stupid. That's a lot of money for no reason. Just use a dog. Just use a dog. But there was the other technology that they had, which were like the hive drones. I forget what they're called, right? But it's a bunch of drones that can do whatever you want, and it's a huge hive of them. And I was thinking, that's way more impressive than this AI dog. Are you kidding me? This seems like a way more versatile technology than having a robot dog,
John, come on. Normal dogs are boring.
No, but
you don't want a freaking
robot.
The drones. You ever watch Jimmy Neutron?
But
Goddard
aren't the drones?
Goddard is top tier.
But the drones don't they destroy the dog at the end, or was that just? I think it was just a missile.
No, the dog self-destructs after saying send it.
But still, those drones were much more effective at their job than this dog.
I was so happy at the end because there's this dumb thing where it's like they might try to make a dumb line where he says send it, over a video. I don't know. I can't describe it because Axel is like indescribable. Like, it's so beautiful.
I hated the way it ended. Like they got, I forget exactly how they received it or what it came in, but they received like this thing, and it's like, yo, we can get Axel back.
Yeah, he got the dog tag thing where it's like it's yours now or whatever. Right? And
the implication, it's like the Iron Giant thing where they can like rebuild him just with the AI, I guess. And I'm like, I remember thinking, what are they supposed to do? Like, they can't do this. How are they going to rebuild him?
They have the schematics, and I don't know. They fixed him. They did fix him. So I mean, shoot, they could probably rebuild him. I don't know.
The scene I hated the most is
hey, well, hold on, John. They did establish that the main character knows how to screw in a light bulb. So I'm certain that they can fix it.
Well, the thing I hated the most is when it was the montage where it was the dog and the guy and the girl, I forget, she draws like a leaf with her art. What did she draw? Is it a leaf?
Yeah, it's just draws a leaf.
She draws a leaf, and I was like, okay, whatever. But then the leaf comes back.
Yeah, she uses it to identify herself.
You know how
and stuff like that.
You know, and how stupid it looked. Just her drawing this leaf in the air. I was like, what?
Well, that's what I saw when she started doing that. I'm like, what the heck? Is she spelling her name or something?
Yeah, I was like, what?
And then he started
the way she draws, she's like,
oh my god. Yeah.
And that's when my roommates walked in when I was watching, and I was like, oh god, like, god damn it.
You gotta understand. It's for educational purposes.
No, I was like, no, it's not what you think.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. It was, but yeah, if you have not seen Axel and you want a terrible movie, I highly recommend it.
I don't think it's, like, terrible enough. No, it's bad. I don't think it's that.
Bro, the main character was making vroom vroom noises.
That's all it is? Yeah, but that's it, though. That's not...
Oh, that's hilarious.
That's not even that funny. I didn't think it was that funny. I didn't even remember the vroom vroom.
Hilarious.
Everything else was worse. I think it's too boring to be kind of that movie. Like, I forgot I watched it not with you, sorry. I forgot I watched it until you brought it up just now.
Heck no, I kind of forgot I watched it too, to be fair.
There you go.
But like when I was talking about Tall Girl, I remember, oh yeah, that movie's hilarious. I think it's worth it at least one watch just to have some fun for, I don't know, it's like an hour and 20 minutes.
Nah, I don't think so. Personally, Blake thinks so, I don't think so. I think so. It's not.
And I'm usually right. So.
No, but that's 100% wrong. You're usually wrong, sir. I think there's worse movies to watch that are more ridiculous, like Blake's probably about to mention.
Like Tall Girl.
Is that it?
There you go. That's no. So I watched Tall Girl, which is the hot new film on Netflix, even though it's not the hot new film because Netflix comes out with stuff like every day now. But I watched it and I was like, this sounds like it's gonna be like Sierra Burgess is a Loser, which is also a very bad movie.
I mean, that's like all their movies, all their high school movies.
Oh yeah, because they don't know, because they get people that don't know how to make movies. Tall Girl has like 1,000 issues, and I don't know. It is bad, but it's also frustratingly bad, where it's not fun anymore because it's like it could have been great had it not taken itself seriously, but it did, and then it ruins everything. Okay. It's like a movie that wanted to like actually be like, oh, we want to inspire women around the world or young girls around the world to just live up to who you are or something like that. But like they have so many dumb like rom-com tropes and they make fun of them. Like there's like the pretty boy and he's like a freaking
that's the typical, also Netflix, like, oh, you gotta like, hey, we're kind of smart because we know kind of the cliches, but we're still sticking to them.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Like, you're not smart if you make fun of them and then use them.
I forget what it is, but they have a lot of movies did that and were successful, and then they go, oh, well, if we put that in our movies, then we're smart.
Yeah, because Netflix doesn't... I'm not going to say anymore. But, like, okay, because that's not true. But, no, Tall Girl was silly, but it just took its... Like, if it was a dumb movie that had, like, a really, like... It was just, like, dumb, like... I don't know. The first thing that comes to mind is, like, Will Ferrell comedy, where it's, like, it's just wacky dumbness. I feel like I would have liked it a lot more because it's making fun of rom-com tropes, but like it actually uses them, and it's like, well, aren't they dumb? But we're gonna still use them.
So your problem is you expected that out of a Netflix high school movie.
No. Wait, my problem is that I expected it.
Yeah.
No, I just feel like the movie could have actually been like really, really.
No,
funny.
that's what I'm saying. You expected more from like that. It would have done more. I'm like, nah.
No, that it could have done more. No, I didn't expect that it would have. I kind of I mean, the movie's called Tall Girl, and the freaking first few shots of the movie treat her like she's Godzilla when she's only 6'1".
No,
like,
I saw that. It was like,
that,
God,
dude,
she's a monster.
That's my favorite scene in the movie.
It was so funny.
Yeah.
I watched the first 20 minutes. I plan to watch more. I had to do something after the first 20 minutes. Mm-hmm. It was hilarious. I don't know why they had the blue bookcase and the yellow bookcase. Like, I was just like, why? What? Why? What's the point?
Yeah.
There's no point.
I don't know why. I have so many questions about this movie, and like, but unfortunately, there's like no trivia on it, which disappoints me to no degree.
I mean,
but
again,
good Lord. No, because I want to know. Like, I want to know who's responsible.
What do you think there's gonna be? It's a generic Netflix high school movie.
I know, but why? Like, who sat down and was like, I'm gonna write this?
You think they're gonna have that in the trivia?
This is gonna be the greatest film of all time, huh?
You think they're gonna have that in the trivia?
No, I just want, like, who sat down? Like, I don't know. I would hope so. I want something from this movie because I learned a lot. I feel like I learned a lot about how not to write these movies.
I feel like you say that all the time.
Oh, because I do. Because, like, shoot, dude.
Do you though? Like, yeah, but don't you just learn the same thing over and over?
Well, yeah, but like that's the thing. Don't you need to solidify it in your mind?
Yeah, is that learning though, or you just watching more trash?
Well, I mean, a little bit of both. But like, come on. It's educational trash.
Yeah, I don't know. I feel like once you watch like maybe 2 or 3 of that trash, you've taken away everything you'll learn.
No, because like, well, okay, for me, it's like, you know, if you take a good movie, like, I don't know, Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse is a good one. Because I've watched that movie like 5 times. And every time I rewatch it, I learn something like, oh, shoot, I didn't notice that. That's really cool. And it contributes to like my building of like why this movie is so good.
Yeah, but that's because there's like layers to that movie, you know?
Oh, yeah. But that's what I mean. Like when I watch a bad movie, I'm like, oh, yeah, this movie sucks. And I know why. Like it's great because it's like I'm able to identify those issues easily. Whereas opposed to a good movie, it's like I'm able to like, there's a mystery to them. That's what I like. But it's
I feel like it's always easy to point out the flaws in those kind of movies, though.
Oh, that's what I... Because
it's so like apparent. Yeah.
Oh,
that's what I'm saying. It's not like...
That's a good thing, though. Like,
I feel like it's not learning from it, though. You're just like, oh, this is... Okay.
Yeah, but it's a test. It's a test of my knowledge. It's like taking a test.
I guess.
I don't know.
I feel like Tall Girl's not a very hard test. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm trying to say.
It depends on the movie. Like, if you watch... I don't know. I think, like, some people... Like, I remember I was watching... Cosmonaut variety shows, like, who's watching with it, and he's like, it's not a bad movie. I'm like, no, it's terrible. Like, it's really bad. So like, I don't know, I feel like when you pick a movie that's, you know, I don't know, something like Last Jedi or BVS, which has like a divisive, like, hardcore fan base, it's like, it's more interesting because it's like you get to really not despair, but like just, you know, articulate why you don't like it or why you like something, and I don't know, it's interesting to me. So
yeah, but I mean, like BVS, which is divisive, is very different conversation than Tall Girl.
Oh no, yeah, of course, but I feel like it's still divisive because there's still people that really like it. Yeah,
Tall Girl is not divisive.
I mean, I don't know. I saw this one guy on Twitter who has the same name as the writer, so everybody keeps tweeting at him. And like,
I mean, the fact that there's so many. Oh no, that doesn't say everything. But all the videos I've seen have been negative. There's been like no positive videos on this.
Yeah, well, that's true. But that's like the YouTube community, to be fair. YouTube community is like, I'm talking like the Twitter audience where they're like, this film was so touching. It was perfect. It was everything I've ever wanted. And if you don't like it, unfollow me right now. And you're banned or blocked or whatever you do on Twitter.
Yeah, I mean, but everybody likes, you know, everything.
Oh, yeah. I know.
But I wouldn't say Tall Girl's divisive. Like, I think that's a controversial statement in itself.
I don't know. It could be divisive among some groups. It's not to me.
I mean, not to us, amongst what groups? Like 16-year-old girls?
Yeah.
It's not the same, Blake.
Yeah, it's the same. Yeah, it's beautiful. It's a beautiful thing.
It's not the same.
It's a beautiful thing when people just love bad movies. It's beautiful. They're just so blind, John. They're blind, and they have it's like I think one of us is blind here, but that's okay. I don't think the movie's good. I'm not saying the movie's good.
Stop saying the movie's good, Blake.
I'm not saying the movie's good.
God damn, dude. Stop saying it's good. It's not
Tall
good.
Girl. I'm sorry. You know what? I have to say it. You're right, John. Tall Girl is one of the greatest films ever created
I feel
for
like
the cinema.
if we had a lot of comments, no one would really say Tall Girl is a good movie.
No, I don't think so. I don't know. Some people will probably say it's not bad. It's good. It's all right. It's just a fun rom-com.
Oh, well, let's just move on.
I don't know. That's what I hear people say. That's what I hear in my head is people saying it's just a fun rom-com. And it's like, okay, well, I mean, are they wrong? Yeah, kind of. I mean, I think so, but I don't know. It's whatever. I don't know. I just thought Tall Girl was a very interesting case study of how, number one, the movie is almost identical to Sierra Burgess as a loser. Like, literally almost identical. Aside from, like, the tall aspect and, I don't know, a few minor things. Other than that, it's just girl who looks different struggles to survive in high school.
Yeah.
With, so there's that. And I also thought that was just very interesting. Axel, also very funny, but yeah. But otherwise, in terms of good movies, I did see Joker finally. I saw it with my friend Colton, and it was great. It was a good movie. I really enjoyed it. I don't have an insane amount of thoughts on it, just because, like, I don't know. Just don't have, like, a ton to really like, say about it.
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, overall,
I think I finally got my thoughts on Joker, about how I feel about it.
Okay, well.
Because I can't remember where we recorded that, if it still exists or not.
We lost it.
Okay, well.
We lost it in the great purging.
Okay, well, I saw Joker, and when I told Blake, I don't know how I feel about it still, whether I liked it or not. I like parts of it. Like, okay, so what I like about it, I like pretty much everything in terms of the way it's made. I think you can agree. Like, cinematography looks great. Gotham City looks really cool. Joaquin Phoenix is freaking great in it. From all, like, those technical aspects, I really like it. But in terms of, like, the story and the way that it's told, not necessarily even the story. I think the story itself is fine. I think the way it's told, because it's the thing I don't like is when movies they kind of beat you over the head with what they're trying to tell you. They're not, like, subtle at all. And I feel like Joker was very like, yo, you know how society sucks? Let's watch this clown get beat up by people on the train. Let's watch him get beat up by these kids. Let's watch him. I was like, okay. Like, and it's not, the first movie to do that. Like, there's a bunch of movies that do that kind of thing. And I'm always like, did you have to go, like, super over the top with how terrible people are? Like, I don't know. But I think, like, I understand what you're trying to say about, society and all that. And I just think it kind of hits you over the head with it a bit too much, because my roommate from college, he watched it as well. And I thought that would be a thing he would like a lot. Because we talked about it during the trailer, how it looked like just like a movie where, this guy becomes evil because, people are mean to him. That's what the trailer looked like. Mm-hmm. And I, watching it, I did tell them, I don't think it's 100% that. I think there is, more to it than that. It is a lot of that, though, where, like my roommate was saying, it's like, well, it's like, it feels like 95% of it still. And I'm like, I mean, that's a fair observation. Because, again, I thought he would like it, but he was like, not even where I was unsure. He was like, no, I didn't like it at all. Like, he just was not a fan. And, yeah, I don't know. I think it's, that's all I can, that's all I can really say.
I understand where you're coming from. I personally, I don't see it that way. I don't see I see the social commentary, like I see it there, but I didn't really, that wasn't like what I was like. Maybe it's just because that wasn't my focus. Like I wasn't really looking at that, I guess. I don't know. I don't really know how to say it other than that. But it's like, I just kind of, like, I was more in to watch, like, I felt like I was watching more of a movie about a guy who, it's not like society completely beats him down. It's just like, it's the story of the Joker where he has one very, like, not one, but like a multitude of very bad days, not as the result of society, but as the result of just like a ton of different things. Like, he says societal stuff, but he's had it. I don't know. That's what I got.
There is, the other aspects of his life that, a lot of stuff's going on at the same time. But I feel like what pushes him, though, is the fact that everybody's such a dick to him, and that they just keep, like, beating him up, and everyone's mean to him.
But that's also not 100% true. Like, he only, like, everybody treats him with some degree of, like, okay, the only people who, like, are really mean are the people who took the sign. Some of his co-workers are kind of douchey to him, but, like, not really, because they gave him the gun to defend himself, which is, like, but also inhibiting. Like, you watch this guy who is completely, like, unstable, just, like...
I feel like the only people who are nice to him is, like the dwarf that he works with. I feel like that's the only person who's ever nice to him.
They never really interact other than them.
But yeah, exactly. But I feel like that's the only nice interaction he has.
The girl in the elevator. Whose name I cannot remember, because I don't know if she was, like, I don't remember her name. The girl with the daughter.
But that's
she
wasn't really being nice. She just just saying, like, this kind of sucks, right? He's like,
but that's what I mean, though. Like, and that's their only real interaction. Like, throughout the film, he's, like, imagining his life with her, but she's not actually there. And that's, sorry, spoilers. But, like, that, and I don't know, like, that was my take, was, like, it's less, like, because he's dealing with personal issues throughout the entirety of the film. He's not fighting society. Like, that's the thing, is his goal, or his, like, motivating factor had nothing to do with society until the very end. Like, he starts the film off by kind of saying, like, my mom always told me to bring smiles to people's faces, and, like, that's what happens at the end. Like, that's where he is. He's just doing it in a different way than he imagined it. Like, and that's where, like, this is, like, the social commentary, I don't think gets really powerful or really overbearing until the end, because, like, that's what it made sense to me, where it's like, throughout the rest of the film, though, he's dealing with personal issues. Like, he's realizing that, like, it's not the society. It's just, like, everybody in his freaking life was just terrible to him. His own mother, like, adopted him and, like, had him abused and things like that. And, I mean, Thomas Wayne punches him in the freaking face, and it's like, he thinks he's his father, but he's not. It's weird stuff, and it's, like, that's what I mean. I was focusing on the one bad day aspect, which is a concept lifted from The Killing Joke. The Killing Joke is all about the Joker recounting how he had pretty much one bad day to completely turn him from a perfectly sane man. Sorry if you can hear that. I don't know why that's out there. From a perfectly sane man to a pretty, like, to the Joker, a messed up individual. So, like, that's what I thought. That's what I was following, was a story about how one guy just had, like, the worst, like, day of his life, and it just turned him completely mad,
Mm-hmm. Well, like, I don't even like refer to the social commentary much. I just mean, like, I get that what you mean, and again, I do see those parts of him, like, with his mom and, like, with, like, Thomas Wayne, but I feel like a good half of it also feels like, oh, well, people are mean to him just because people are jerks, and yeah.
Well, I mean, yeah. I mean, the people that attack him, though, like, physically attack him, they're kids that are dumb, and they live in, number one, it's Gotham City. Like, if there was one thing that I was, like, 100% sold on in this movie, was, like, Gotham City sucks. Like, it's the worst city ever. If there was ever a city, and if this city ever existed, it would be the worst city ever. And I don't know why anybody would live there. So that's what my thing was, like, I knew this was Gotham City. This wasn't, LA. This wasn't whatever major city you want to put.
I feel like the kids thing specifically was like, really? Like, why? Because even a character later goes, why would kids just take your sign and beat you up? And I was like, it's fair.
But that's the thing though. It's like they're kids. They would do whatever the heck they want. It's a Gotham City, They don't that for me was like, who the heck cares? Like that's what I believed it. I've heard kids do some terrible things. Like, I've heard kids in like freaking middle school like pee on other kids like as punishment. It's like, what the frick? Why would you do something like that? But
I don't know. I thought it was a bit over the top, but like just overall with the society is evil kind of thing.
I get you, but like I also feel like the people that beat him up are actually just bad people, and that's the joke, is that like the people that beat him up are horrible people. Not everybody is horrible. Like,
but there's also like the mom in the beginning when he's just like making the kid laugh. She's like, what the fuck are you doing? Hey. Stop touching my kid.
Yeah, but she didn't beat him up. She just said, "Don't make him laugh." Like that's it. It's just a weird. And he starts laughing like a but it was like a moment of like. Yeah, but it was supposed to be like a moment where he's like, "Oh, I'm like finally like, I'm not having such a bad day. I'm making this kid laugh." And the mom just goes, "Hey, what are we doing?" Like he's not doing anything. He's just. Yeah, but I felt like that was just like whatever. Like, but like, come on, if someone else was like. I don't like. It's just an overprotective mother in Gotham City.
I feel like that happens all the time though, where people just like people just go, hey, buddy, like how's it going? And, that's it. I think that was like another part where. Well, yeah, but I think that was just another part where it's like, oh, it's just someone being mean to him because we gotta have people be mean to him.
I mean, I don't know. Like, I mean, I agree, but like. Not every, but like those are the only 3 people that were like really truly mean to him. I mean, 3 of them he killed, but like, other than
his
that,
boss
but
too.
That's the thing. It's
I
like
think his boss and then his coworker, who's just like,
but that's what I mean though. Like, but his boss was just a douchebag. His boss is terrible.
Like people are just douchebags in this movie.
It's Gotham City. Everybody's evil.
I mean, yeah, but like, like everybody though.
Yeah, it's Gotham City. Everybody. In Gotham City?
Just normal civilians, everybody is evil?
In Gotham City? Yeah. Gotham City is like one of the worst places ever, and I think this movie does a great job at establishing that. It's
I feel like it being Gotham City doesn't like I don't know, it wasn't important to me. It's just like I just saw people, being mean to this guy for no reason.
No, I get you, but it's like I also feel like there were a lot of people who were just kind of generic to him. Like he goes to a comedy show and people laughed at his jokes. Like even when they play the video, like they were laughing at him because he was funny.
Yeah,
but
they were laughing at him. Not...
No. But like that's the thing is like eventually when I think he goes on Murray's show, he twists it so that they're not laughing with him, they're laughing at him, and he realizes that, and that's what I mean. It's telling a story about what I think, at least for
you thought they were laughing at his jokes, not at him.
At the show, but then like I don't know.
No, I thought at the show they were laughing at him. I was like, oh no, he's not doing well at all.
Well, I didn't think he was doing well at all, but like the fact that I heard laughter, I don't know. I thought that it didn't like, I felt like, at least in his mind, because the girl's there, right? The girl who he's imagining he's with her. Right?
Well, yeah, but
like, I thought in his mind, he thought they were laughing with them. But then obviously when he goes on Murray's show.
But then we see that they weren't. They were just, because he was being terrible. Yeah.
And that leads him to do some very bad things. Like, that's what I mean, though, is like, to me, the Joker, or at least the movie, Joker, was the story less about, like society crumbling one man. It was more like how one guy just had a horrible day.
You keep, like, mentioning more and more people that are just being mean to him. As he gone on.
But, like, that's what I mean, though. Like, but that's what leads him to do, like, he's all... Okay, the thing is, like, in the beginning of the movie, he's already unstable. Like, he's already violent and cruel. Like, he just is already, like, by default. You know what I mean? Like, and you kind of see that with him, like the part where like, where his boss tells him, like, hey, if you don't do this, you're fired and stuff like that. He's kicking a freaking trash can and stuff like that, like he brings a gun with him to a children's hospital. Like, he does things that are, like, fairly unstable, I would say. He laughs at jokes at the worst times, like when he's taking notes at a comedy show or something like that. Like, he's already unstable. And, like, I feel like the movie he's not the hero of the movie. You're not supposed to, like, you're not supposed to, like, look at him and be like, yeah.
Yeah, I guess I wish it like again, like it does both. But I guess I wish it focused less on the people just being mean and it focused more on like his personal struggle. Like I know it does that a lot, but I guess I wanted less of just the again beating over my head that people are just really mean to him.
I guess that makes sense. Like I mean I still feel like the movie
Like
did a really good job of not
like
doing
everything
that.
else. Like I said, I like in terms of the story, like the way that it has the people just. And yeah, I know. Yeah, you talked about like the maybe why it's like this because Gotham and all that. But for me,
Chokes Alfred.
it felt it was constant. Like I always felt like there's never ever someone who's like nice to him except for that one guy he worked with. Mm-hmm. And that was really the biggest problem I had. Like I said, like everything you're talking about him and his struggle, I thought that was really cool.
Yeah, like I don't know. That's what I thought, and maybe that's just me with my familiarity with the character. Because good lord. So I mean I don't know. Maybe it's just me. So, but I don't know. But I mean, people still kind of divided about it. So I mean, maybe it's good, maybe it's bad. I don't know. I liked it. One thing I say though is that I hope they don't do this again. Not because it's bad and I don't want them to ever do it again, but more like it's more like just I don't know. I don't think you can really replicate this formula with any other character, you know? Not formula, but like I don't know. Like I could see like a Deathstroke.
You don't think you could have another villain? Yeah, like Deathstroke, Penguin.
Yeah, no, see, like that's what I mean. Like there's a handful of characters that I think you could do it with. I don't think you could do it with Two-Face. I feel like it's this like if you did it with Two-Face, I feel like it'd just come across as the same story. You know what I mean? Like a guy, bad day. Oh no.
Oh, yeah, but I think
guy,
I could see them like doing that formula again.
Yeah, but I don't really want that out of Two-Face. Two-Face is a little bit more unique than that. Like it's a little bit more. Like I don't know. I just think that like Two-Face you can't really do it with because it's just it's gonna be the same thing where it's like oh bad day, you know, good guy turned bad guy, now good guy and bad guy. And then like Deathstroke makes sense, but like I just don't see them like if they did a Lex Luthor. No, because Lex Luthor is nobody without Superman. You know what I mean? Like Lex Luthor is interesting.
I mean, you could say the same about Joker though.
Oh, that's
I think in every Batman story that's a constant.
But that's why Batman's in this movie. Like not Batman, but like that's why Bruce Wayne's in this movie because Joker. That's okay. That's also another point. Is like I feel like if this movie did not have like a lot of people complain about the Bruce Wayne stuff, but I feel like if this movie didn't have Bruce Wayne, like I feel like you'd just be watching a movie about a crazy guy, and it's like
I think that's what it was though. Like Bruce Wayne is what 2 scenes. I don't. I think if you took out the Bruce Wayne stuff, I feel like that wouldn't change the movie at all.
I feel like it would change a little bit because it's like
Thomas
for the
Wayne.
Audience. It's not really
Thomas
for the story,
Wayne would still be there, but Bruce Wayne. Well, I think the Bruce Wayne thing was just like, oh, it's still Batman. It's still Batman universe. Like, okay.
But I think that I don't know because I feel like it's for the audience and less for the story itself. Because I agree, if you take out Bruce Wayne, nothing happens. But like,
well, yeah,
I think
it's just hey, here's Bruce Wayne. I feel like it doesn't serve any purpose.
Yeah, but I also feel like it's kind of a degree of irony, maybe to some degree. I don't know. I have to watch it again for the Bruce Wayne stuff, but like I feel like if you take the Gotham aspect, the Bruce Wayne, if you take the excuse me, if you take the Joker aspect out of this movie, like the DC aspect, I feel like people number one, it would never have been as successful because people would not go see this movie because it's not tied to a popular character.
Yeah.
And two, I just feel like there would be less. I feel like then I'd raise those questions where it's like let's say it took place in I don't know like L.A. or something like that. Then I'd be like, okay, why are these people so freaking evil? Like this is not real. But because it's in Gotham City, I'm like, okay, yeah, Gotham City, from what I know, is living hell. So yeah, no, I got it.
Okay,
so I don't know.
Okay, well I think maybe that's part of it. Now that because you're excited against like the comic book, but I think I'm doing it less. Because I think I mentioned how I feel like if this could have been not Joker, you know?
Yeah.
Like, if you took away the fact that it's Joker, it could have been like 90% the same movie, right?
Yeah.
And so I think that's why I'm looking at it less like a comic book movie. Like, it still is in that kind of universe, but it's like not at the same time, you know?
Yeah. And to be fair, I don't think the movie. Yeah. Well,
I was just saying. I think that's why we're looking at it in different ways, because like I'm seeing it less as it, but you're like still. Like I don't mean it to sound negative, and it's not supposed to, but like you're connecting it more to the comic book universe. Why I'm not?
Yeah, that's 100% true. That's That's what I was saying. That's what I was just about to say. Is like you're more so comparing it to other films. I'm sitting here comparing it to like, okay, how does this stack up against The Killing Joke, Mad Love, a lot of other good Joker stories? Like that's just what I went into the movie with. I was like, it's gonna be a Joker movie. I'm not expecting Batman. I'm not expecting all this stuff. I just want to know like how does it deal with this character in this universe. So, and that's mostly what I mean when I say like I don't think you can do this with other characters because like I said, I don't think Lex Luthor is insanely interesting unless Superman is there. Like other than that, he's just kind of a mean billionaire.
Well, like I think you could because I argue the same thing with Joker. Like I don't think he's as interesting without Batman. Well, I mean, okay, like he is I think so is Lex Luthor in that same kind of way.
I don't know.
I'm saying like if you could do it with Joker, then I think you could do it with Lex Luthor as well.
I mean, could it work? Sure, and I to some degree like I would like to be proven wrong because I love Lex Luthor. Lex Luthor is like one of my all-time favorite supervillains. But like I just think that like if you did replicate this kind of, gritty, I don't know if I don't want to realistic, I guess, style of like ultra realistic style of DC comic characters. I feel like Lex Luthor, you'd kind of just get the Wolf of Wall Street, but with a bald guy who hates space aliens. And it's like,
I mean,
but that's what I mean though.
People
like,
are doing that.
Is that bad?
I feel like people.
No, but like.
Well, also it's like this is Taxi Driver, but with Joker.
Oh yeah, no, that's what I mean though. Like, is that bad? No, I just think it's like who cares? Like, you know what I mean? Like, I don't know.
I think the success of this movie shows that you could probably do it again.
Oh no, I think they will do it again.
No, I'm saying
sure.
like
I'm
saying it would work. I'm saying not that they will or not. I'm saying I think they could do it like in a way that would work with another character.
I think it would be profitable, but I don't know. I just don't like when I think of Lex Luthor, I immediately think without Superman, there's nothing inherently bad about the guy. Like that's the thing is before Superman shows up, Lex Luthor is kind of a good guy, but when Superman shows up, he shows his true colors and becomes like just like I hate this man. He took all of my clout away from me, all the attention off me. He's kind of a whiny baby, and that's what I mean. If you take Superman out of his picture, he's literally kind of a fine guy. He's actually a good guy. But it's when Superman shows up that he becomes vehemently obsessed with status and things like that. And that's what I mean. Whereas the Joker on his own, even if like let's just say like I agree. I think the Joker by himself is just boring. It's just an evil clown who kills people. But in this like I feel like if you take Batman out, he's still somewhat interesting because, like, even aside from the vat of chemical stuff, like, I feel like you can still tell a fairly interesting story, like they did here. Like, even if you take the Batman aspect out.
I think they would go with Lex Luthor with, like, a House of Cards kind of thing because Lex Luthor is still that kind of conniving person, that will get what he wants in any way that he can. But then when you bring Superman in, it's like, oh, now he has something to like direct that towards.
Yes.
But I think the same thing with Joker. Like you take out Superman, you can still have that character do that just with normal people.
Yeah, I mean, I could see them doing it where it's like Lex Luthor has his company and like he actively, I don't know, like some like Lois Lane, okay, like to make a little, or Perry White, I don't know, some like let's set this before Superman shows up to Metropolis. He's in like college or something, I don't know. He's still in Smallville. And it's like, you got Lex Luthor, right? And he's got his company, and like Perry White is like trying to file an expose on him. So he has like, I don't know, like he has like some guys break his legs or something like that. Like I could see that working, where it's like Lex Luthor is like kind of just like evil CEO, where he's just like trying to hide all these quote unquote like scandals and stuff. Yeah, I could see that working, but it's like, I don't. But there's not really Lex Luthor. You could tell that story about kind of anybody. And the same thing, but that's the thing. But that's what we just said.
With Joker. You like Joker.
I was just about to say, though. Yeah. But that's what I say. That's what I'm saying. I agree. Like, you can do the same thing with Joker, but the only thing is you're putting a popular character to make money.
Yeah.
And it's like, I don't know. Like, could you do it? Of course. Sure. I think you can. I just am like, for me, it's like, that's not really what I want out of Lex Luthor. Like, I kind of want, number one, I don't want Jesse Eisenberg. But, I mean, I don't know. Like, but that's it. Like, I can only think of, like, Deathstroke, Lex Luthor. I don't know. I guess if you want, you could go Catwoman or something. But, like, I don't know. I just don't really think other characters can operate in this, like, super ultra mega, like, realistic comic books universe, you know?
Mm-hmm.
That's just me. I mean, whether I hope I'm wrong to some degree, but I don't know. I don't see it personally, but who knows? Maybe I'm wrong.
I think the fact that you like Joker's show, I think you would like other ones. If it was done well, obviously.
Yeah, obviously. But, anyways, I guess we'll move on to the smaller topics now. We don't have a whole lot to say. Well, we don't have a whole lot of time either. But I just wanted to briefly talk about Pokemon Sword and Shield.
Oh, all right.
Which is because some leaks came out, right? And they have released what appears to be the entire Pokedex, including the new Pokemon and the new forms that some of them are in. And I think most horrifyingly, the Pokemon that are not in the game, that are not returning, that have been essentially cut. Mm-hmm. Yeah, so if you go online right now, I don't think you can find these images anywhere anymore, unless you're like really digging in the internet, unless you find them on Reddit or something, because I believe, from what I've heard, Nintendo, Pokemon companies going around flagging videos, taking down stuff, saying, no, don't show this, and I mean, which only confirms that this is real. But I, in my infinite wisdom, decided to screenshot all the Pokemon who are not returning.
No, I'm looking at it right now. I found it.
Yeah. Okay, cool. It is there.
I just remember what you told me, but I didn't look at what every Pokemon was, because you'll say.
Yeah.
How many Pokemon are here, Blake?
If I'm not I haven't counted, but I believe somewhere in the high or mid 200s, I believe, in total are in the
400.
game.
Oh, no, that was 400.
Is it? Okay, okay, I meant out of... Oh, you know what? You're right. It is 400.
Does that include the new ones?
No, that's including the new ones, 400. It's like mid 400s, which I believe it's the second... I don't know how it's the second, but it's the second most Pokemon who have appeared in a game, which is fascinating to me because, number one, it's the second, and it's on the home console, and it costs $20 more, which... What? But okay. But yeah, so I mean,
it's pretty much what I expected.
It's honestly, it's not what I expected. I'm actually horrified by this. Yeah, I mean, okay. So, do you think we should name names, like which Pokemon are not here, or do you think we're gonna get in trouble? I don't think we can get in trouble.
I don't think we'll get in trouble. No.
Okay, so I want to stress. So here's what I thought. Right, like I thought the guaranteed Pokemon that were gonna be in this game. Like here's what I honestly thought. I thought almost every pseudo legendary, because like people love their Dragonites, their what's it called, their Garchomps, their everything. Right, people love those Pokemon. Their Metagrosses and whatnot. I thought every single starting Pokemon was gonna be in the game because those are legacy, right? You know, everybody loves starter Pokemon, and everybody has their favorites, and everybody wants to have those Pokemon, right?
It's confirmed that the Dex is 400, and there is no extended Dex post-game.
Yep.
So, I just want to say that real quick.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you, sir. Thank you for that update.
Just want to clarify how many.
Okay. But anyways, as I was saying, and I also thought every, like, popular Pokemon that's, like, that's kind of a outlier, like Psyduck. Psyduck had a big role in Detective Pikachu, right? I thought he was going to be in the game. I thought Jigglypuff would be in the game. I was like, hey, that makes sense. So let me note. So let me, because I thought, okay, so let me know. I am genuinely hurt by just looking at this image haunts me, because literally, I don't know, okay, can I say this? I don't know how or if this was planned, but I swear to God, this is an attack on me. Every single one of my favorite Pokemon is like straight up gone. Like I'm looking at this list and like literally every single Pokemon is like is just genuinely gone. It's like I can't believe it right now. Like shoot, I mean like literally
this is what I expected, to be honest. I did not think they were gonna put in all of the starters. I was like, there's gonna be a good amount of starters that do not make it in.
How are you not gonna do that though? Like it's the starter Pokemon.
Yeah.
It's the Pokemon that like people have.
I mean, everybody loves Charizard. Let's put in Charizard.
But that's it though. Like
yeah,
really?
that's it.
Not even like I don't know, Blaziken or
yeah. See, because I didn't want to say anything about my thoughts about how much would be cut. Because I didn't want to upset you. Plus, it wasn't confirmed. We didn't know. But I had this feeling we're not going to get a lot of these starters. And, just like, first off, we're not going to get a lot of these starters. Really none, really.
Yeah, I just thought that they would be a shoo-in. They're the freaking starting Pokemon.
I was
They're
like Chikorita, I was like, nope. Sceptile, I was like, probably not a Sceptile.
I don't know. I'm genuinely shocked by that because, like, dude, they're the Pokemon that like everybody remembers more than any of them.
Well, and I'm saying you would think that, but
yeah, no, I agree. Like you would think, right? Yeah. I mean, like pseudo legendaries, I was like, okay, you know what? That's stretching it. I don't think, I mean, am I surprised that am I saddened and completely devastated that Salamence is not in this game? Yes, I hate this game more than anything now because my favorite and literally my only favorite dragon is not in this game, which hurts me.
I didn't know you liked Salamence that much.
I love freaking Salamence. I have a custom Pokemon card of him on my wall because I love that freaking dragon so much.
Well, you know who did make the cut?
Metagross?
My boy Flygon.
Oh, Flygon is in? Hold on, I'm looking at the list right now. He is?
Flygon is in, baby.
Is that why Garchomp's not in? Yeah, Garchomp's
gone. No, Garchomp is not in, right?
Garchomp's not in. Garchomp's gone.
Yeah, no, I misheard you. I thought you said he was. I was like, no, he's not.
Metagross is gone. Sorry, buddy.
Yeah, but Flygon's okay. Flygon over Salamence is okay. Boom, confirmed. Yeah.
Look at them all, dude. They're gone. Like, and I mean it. Like, I'm not kidding when I say, like, literally all my favorites are gone. Like,
so what is this? A little less than half, right?
A little less than half. This is, I think, over half.
We have like,
I believe it's...
I thought we had 700. Oh, no, shoot, you're right. No, I can't count. Yeah, no, you're right.
It's a little over half, I believe. Because, like,
no, you're right. No, I just can't count. It's a little over.
Dang, dude. Like, they cut, like when I look at Generation 1, like, they cut literally all my favorites. Like, no Golem, no Tentacruel, no Electrode, no Dugong.
But we got a Butterfree.
Yeah, but no Beedrill. Like, how the, like, no Bellsprout, but you keep the Oddish line? Like, what the heck? How do you not have Jigglypuff? That doesn't make any sense to me. How do you not have Jigglypuff? Like, and I mean, like, even in, like, other generations, like I said, Salamence line, that pisses me off. Kingdra and the Horsea line are gone. My freaking Slowpoke is gone.
Oh, sorry.
Slowpoke's not in the game, which hurts me beyond belief. I love Slowpoke. Misdreavus and Mismagius are gone. Granbull are gone. Shoot, man. Zoroark is gone. I love Zoroark.
I expected, like, this was me thinking about worst case scenario. Or maybe best, I don't know. I was like, 300. I'm expecting 300 to make it. No. I've got more than 300. So
I thought that they would put in significantly more and only cut like the ones that people were just like, you can live without them. Like I thought, I
feel like the way they told us was like, yeah, a lot of Pokemon are not gonna make it in.
I didn't.
And I was like, okay, well that means
okay.
That means a lot of Pokemon.
Okay, but I didn't think they would be this. I don't know the word other than stupid. Like honestly, I just didn't think they would cut everybody. Like seriously, like. So many beloved Pokemon are not in this game, and it's like, dude, you gotta be kidding me. Like, Mewtwo isn't in this game. I don't think Mewtwo has ever not been in a game. Like, right? I'm pretty sure he's been in, like, at least if he's not been in all of them, he's been in a significant portion of them, right? Like, Generation 1. I believe.
But does that count where you can catch him, or just, like, you can put him in?
You could just well, I mean, shoot, if you could put him in, you could put him in any game you ever wanted.
I think you only catch him in the Gen 1 games, Gen 6...
Gen 3. Gen 3 technically, because if you have Leaf Green, and I think he's in Generation 4. Am I wrong? I'm probably wrong about that.
I don't know.
But he's in like three out of the 8 of the 7 games, I guess, technically. But like, shoot, bro, like it's Mewtwo, but they put Mew in. Like that doesn't make any sense to me. Like, I just don't understand. Like some of these choices. It's like Mew's in. Is Celebi in? Because if Celebi's not in, that's.
I mean, Celebi's usually not in it, right?
But dude, like it's just, that's like a super big like event legendary. Like that's people still like Celebi. Like it's I don't know. Like it's
they might still do that later for Celebi, like in event. Like, I'm not saying they will, but like that's what they do. They'll do like, oh, this is an event legendary, and then they put it in later.
Yeah, well, I mean, shoot, they're gonna have to. I mean, now they have a bigger pile to pick from. Like, hey, here's a shiny Tailo or something like that. I don't know. I this just disappoints me, especially in lieu of the amount of content we have in Super Smash Bros. Ultimate. Mm-hmm. Like, I was thinking about this because today we just watched. We're recording this on the 6th. Ironically, because this is the 6th episode. That's great.
Oh yeah.
But like, I just finished the Terry announcement. Mm-hmm. I watched all 45 minutes of it.
Oh yeah.
And I mean, yo, like the sheer amount of content we have in this one game is crazy to me. Like, we're getting 50 songs from SNK. 50. What the heck? Like, and a brand new character and a brand new stage that looks amazing. Like, I cannot express how absolutely enthralled I am by the amount of content in Super Smash Bros. Ultimate. Like, it's crazy. And like, when you stack that up to like Pokemon, a game that's now getting its first release on a home console, a big home console that everybody owns, and what is their first few announcements? Oh, we're cutting half the Pokemon. Oh, sorry. Did you really like Squirtle? Sorry. Here's a new form for Charizard. Like, oh, I'm sorry. Did you really like Generation 3 and all their Pokemon? Sorry, here's a handful of Generation 3 Pokemon. Sorry, pal. Next time, maybe. No, and they literally said that, next time, maybe. Like, which is angry.
No, but see, Blake, so people like characters like Infernape because they hold a role where they're like a physical sweeper. So you just find a different kind of physical sweeper, and actually, it's fine.
But that's what I mean, though. Like, come on, you got to be joking me, right? Like, people picked different Pokemon for different purposes. It wasn't just like, some people picked Pokemon just for fun. Like,
did you know what I was doing just now?
What? Sorry, what'd you say?
Did you know what I was referencing just now?
No, I didn't hear you. Sorry, you said something about Monferno being a physical sweeper. I'm sorry, you blinked out there. What'd you say?
I was saying Infernape's a physical sweeper, right? And that's the role that people like Infernape to be on their team. That's why they pick Infernape, not because it's Infernape, because it's a good physical sweeper with good stats. And so you just find a different Pokemon with the role of a physical sweeper, and you're fine. So
yeah.
So wait, do you not know what I'm referencing just now?
No, I didn't hear what you were referencing. What are you
I'm referencing Mario versus Capcom.
Oh, yeah. Okay, that's what it sounded like to me. Combo Feast, right? Where he said, like, oh, yeah, they're just functions.
Yeah. No, I wasn't sure you were picking up on that's what I was doing.
Yeah.
No, because if you don't pick up on what I'm saying, it just sounds like I'm saying that for real.
No, because like at first I was like, that's dumb though, because Monferno is Monferno. He's my character. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah, no.
But then I kind of heard that.
That's what I was referencing. Yeah.
Okay, I got you. Whereas like, the freaking that's what it sounds like though, right? Like, I'm surprised they didn't say something like that. Honestly, like, I'm
why
surprised
would they? That was awful when that was said.
Oh yeah, but like, dude, they literally came out and said like, oh well, just because your Pokemon's not in this game doesn't mean they won't be in our next game that we're going to also charge $60.
Well, they also said there'll never be all the Pokemon in one game. That's also what they said.
What'd they say?
You remember that?
Wait, they said there will time.
They said there will never be another mainline Pokemon game with all the Pokemon in it.
Yeah. Like, freaking, like, why? Why? I don't know if this is brutal honesty or just dumb decision making. It's just like you compare this to any other Switch game, like Breath of the Wild, which has given people hours upon hours upon hours of fun. Super Mario Odyssey with like 900 billion moons to collect, right? and like you got Smash Ultimate, like, you know, it's just like, it's just insanely depressing to see Pokemon go down this route. So I mean, I don't know. Like I guess I honestly shouldn't, like, I don't know. I shouldn't be surprised, but I'm hurt. And it's just like, I don't know. I want to have a bigger discussion about this when the game comes out, but I think for now I'm just going to leave it at I'm scared, I'm sad, I'm disappointed, and I'm hurt. So,
yeah. Well, let's move on to a better game, Blake.
Smash Brothers?
Yes. Oh my god. I'm trying to give you these transitions, Blake.
No. I forgot what game we were supposed to. Oh, Guilty Gear.
What?
Heck yeah.
Oh,
I was looking at my messages. I was like, what game am I supposed to talk about?
I was talking about Smash, but we can briefly talk about Guilty Gear.
Well, okay, if we want to talk about Guilty Gear, like, what the frick, dude, this game looks great.
That looks amazing.
Like, I didn't think they could ever top visuals alone in Dragon Ball FighterZ, but
I mean Rev 2.
Does Rev 2 look this good? I've looked at Rev 2 and it looks
doesn't
great,
look that
but like,
good. Well, it looks better. I think it looks better to Dragon Ball looks better, I would say. No, I know. Sorry.
What?
It looks better. Yeah. No, well, Dragon Ball looks better in terms of it looks better in terms of its source material. Like, they lowered the frames and everything. Yeah. But like Rev 2 in terms of like all that, it's on higher fidelity, I would say, than Dragon Ball.
Well, yeah.
But yeah, that's what I'm saying.
But I mean, 2020 looks absolutely beautiful and gorgeous.
It does.
So I'm excited for that.
But
I mean, I've heard a lot of.
Huh? Oh no.
Oh,
no,
sorry. Go ahead.
No, I
was just gonna say that I was gonna bring up the controversy.
Yeah. Well, yeah.
You know how people are like, this game sucks because it's not my fighting game.
Yeah, no.
I've heard the term, or like not the term, but the phrase "that's not Guilty Gear" being thrown around. And I'm like, what the heck does that even mean? Like, I've heard that term thrown around for a lot of different games, except Smash Brothers, which is weird.
I don't know. Well, I don't know. That's weird. But I know, what is it, the third game, second game, whatever? People consider that, like, peak Guilty Gear. And then when they change stuff in XR, they're like, what is this?
Yeah.
What is this? This isn't my Guilty Gear.
Yeah.
But, we see that every time a new fighting game comes out. Everyone's like, this isn't like the last one. It's like, okay, well, we changed it because you guys say you didn't like this as much. Okay, well, it's not like the last game.
Yeah.
Like, what?
Yeah. And it's like,
fighting games can never win.
I forget some specific tweet, but I read something where it's like, people are upset that the game is becoming more like fun. And I was like, what the heck are you talking about? Like, fighting games are supposed to, like, that just sounds stupid. I was like,
that's so funny.
The games are supposed, what? Like, that's supposed to be fun. Like, no, don't be dumb. Like, I don't know. I haven't played it, obviously, because I didn't go to the cool event, because I'm not that cool.
Yeah, same.
Obviously. But, I mean, shoot, man, I'm excited for this.
It looks great.
And they finally, for the thank the Lord, they actually released a full version of Smell of the Game.
Yes.
And that song just is absolutely incredible. I love that song.
Yep, it's good.
I'm excited to try it. Obviously, I'm probably going to play Potemkin.
Yeah, probably.
Because, he's a big boy.
I love how all the new redesigns for every character, and then Potemkin, he's still Potemkin. It's funny.
Yeah, no. I've heard everybody who's reacted to him is like, he looks the same. Like,
no, I thought that, I was like, does he look, his eyes are different, that's cool. Like, he looks more robotic, I would say. But I was like, no, about the same, but that's okay. He looks cool anyways.
Yeah, he looks somewhat the same. It's funny because he looked different in earlier games.
His face looks more like robotic, I think.
Yeah.
But that's cool. Yeah, I was thinking this is probably Blake. We'll see. Yeah, it looks awesome.
Big
Can't
boy
wait.
Grabs. I don't know. He'll probably have 360 motions, which I still need to learn how to actually execute because I'm trash at 360s, but I'll try it. I'll find a way.
Yeah, I think that's all we got to say. It looks good.
Yeah.
2020 is going to be great for fighting games.
But you said you wanted to say something about Smash Brothers? It's the greatest game of all time?
Yeah. So, yeah, Terry came out. Oh, not came out. You know what I mean. The new, what was it? live stream video.
Yeah, Sakurai.
My thoughts are jumbled.
So
We saw Terry. He looks cool. But first, I do want to say, Blake. This was off recording, but Blake at one point said, I don't even need music or stages. I just want characters. And I was in my mind. I didn't say it at the time. Like I get where you're coming from, but I was like, are you crazy? Like, what are you talking about? What are you talking about? And then this time, it's like we get a sweet new stage with some cool wall bouncing, and we get 50 new SNK tracks. How can you not want stages and music, Blake?
I'm not saying I won't take them. I'm just saying that, like, for the next DLC pack, I'm totally cool if they just make characters.
That's ridiculous.
Well, I'm not going to be like the demanding fan where it's like, no, I want a beautiful
Yeah, but look how
stage.
excited you are about all the new music and the
character.
new stage.
What? Say that again?
But look how excited you are about the music and the stage.
Yeah, because that's cool. It's a cool bonus to like a character. Yeah, that's great.
Yeah, but I don't
I'm
think.
not saying it's
yeah,
bad.
but the music.
That's wonderful.
Yeah, but like, what, you don't want the stage and the music?
Oh, I don't need it, is what I'm saying. Like, I'm just saying, I'm not saying I don't want it. I'm saying, like, if the next character pack is just characters, I'm cool with that. Like, they don't need to spend extra money and time on stages.
I mean,
I'm not
that
saying
makes sense,
they don't.
but I don't.
I'm not
I
saying
doubt it takes that much more time to do stages and music, though.
I mean, shoot, dude. If they're gonna model every single SNK character ever and put them on the back of the stage, and then pair that up with certain tracks of music, 50 of them to be fair, and it's like, yo, we're also gonna include this interesting new mechanic that's on 0 stage in the game, just because we think it's cool. I mean, it takes some development time at the same time that they're making the character.
We've also gotten like these characters pretty consistent in a short amount of time, you know?
Oh yeah, no. Again, I'm not saying this is bad. I'm not saying I don't want them. I'm not saying I don't like them. I'm not saying I'm not grateful. I am simply saying
why aren't you grateful, Blake? God damn it.
I'm very grateful.
Why aren't you grateful for getting 50 new tracks?
God dang,
come on,
greatest
dude.
Developers of all time.
I'm sorry, I want more bang from a buck. Come on, what are you doing?
I mean,
get out of here. Get out of here. Get out of here. And we're just adding more. Get out of here, Blake. Get out of here. Everybody type in the comments. Get out of here. Sorry, go on.
I love this game.
I'm just messing with you, Blake. I'm just messing with you.
You know what? Whatever.
That's what we do.
When Terry drops, you're gonna be in so much trouble.
That's what friends do, Blake. We bust each other's chops.
I'm joking, by the way. I am already looking at Terry and being like, oh no, I'm gonna be so bad with him, because I can't play Ryu or Ken, specifically Ryu. I tried so hard, but I can't.
You play pretty good, Ryu.
No, I don't. I was playing online. I was playing online last night, and I was getting trashed. I can't do it. Like, it's just, I can't, because you can't play him the same way you play, like, a normal Smash character.
Oh, no, you can't.
Then that's what I mean. Like, that's the hard part. Like, I can't face backwards to make back airs easier. Like, he will always look at that man dead on, and I'm like, Ryu, just turn around. Like, just let me control. Like, I wish it was something you could kind of turn off, you know? Like a kind of, I don't know, I feel like that would make it more dynamic, because it's like, you know, if you want to always face your opponent so you can do all these cool resets and all this interesting stuff and you don't even have to worry about it, I feel like it would have been cool if, like, you could turn that off just as like an
ridiculous.
option.
That's ridiculous.
I don't know.
No, you're silly. but dude, he's such a fighting game character. Oh my god. Like, cancels? What is this?
Terry Bogard? I know. I've been watching Maximilian Dude's Terry Legacy, and this is that has definitely been getting me more excited for this character. So I mean, I'm just glad that I'm super happy that the King of Fighters, I think it's 14 track for Terry is in the game, because I love that song. Probably one of the best renditions of his theme. I'm excited. I'm very excited to play him.
It looks very cool.
Yeah, no, I agree.
Yeah, I'm probably gonna suck too. I was thinking, I wish I could be cool as Terry, because he looks really cool, but I probably won't be.
Yeah. Just briefly, if I can say, so far my favorite DLC character has been Banjo-Kazooie. He was weird at first, because he's definitely been weird at first, but I mean he's still a lot of fun. So I mean, I don't know, like, he's great. He kind of, because at first I was like, he feels like a Donkey Kong character, but he also doesn't. Like he feels like a weird Mario Donkey Kong hybrid. But now that I've which makes sense considering his his heritage. But now that I've played him a lot more, I'm like, okay, I really like Banjo. And you were saying it's Joker for you?
Yeah, I would say Joker.
Nice.
Joker was a very cool surprise, and plays very cool. And obviously, both of us, we're no Joker masters, but he's very fun.
I feel like you're better with him than I am. I like Joker, but good lord.
I just like how technical he feels. He feels very different from everybody else.
But also simple, which I think I like. But I don't know. I feel like you can do so many cool stuff with him.
I feel like he's I don't know. And I think you're not. I see where you're coming from, but I'm like, I don't feel like he's simple. I guess simple.
I don't think
up,
he's
maybe?
simple like I don't know. He's not simple like Mario or Kirby. Like he's still technical, but I don't think he's as technical as I don't know. Who do I think is the most technical? I don't know, like Ken or Ryu, because I think those characters are very technical. Where it's
those are
yeah.
I feel he's I don't know. Compared to the rest, I feel like you'd be top 5 in terms of technical.
Yeah, I think that. I agree with that. His moves are a little different. There are a lot of multi-hits and stuff like that.
I feel like you need to, this could sound dumb, but I feel like you really need to know what you're doing. Like you can say that for any character.
No, I agree with you.
But when I pick up Joker, I'm like, okay, I need to know, how I'm going to do things or what I'm doing.
Yeah, he's one of those characters where you're watching him and you're like, man, this guy's doing some cool stuff. I want to do that. And you're like, okay, slow down. You're going to mess up. Yeah, don't do it. Yeah. Like back air into back air and stuff like that. No.
Yeah, but who's going to be the last character, Blake?
Are you actually asking my prediction?
I guess, yeah. I guess so.
Well, my money is on it has to be a guest character. I kind of was joking, but
I'm kind of curious. Yeah, guest character. Did you think of something?
If I had to put it in a list of 3, my money is on...
There's someone I had in my head, but I can't remember.
My top 3 guesses. These are just guesses. Heihachi, because Bandai Namco, it's their fighting game. I just don't see them not putting Heihachi in eventually. I think Heihachi, or maybe Gino, because that character's been hugely requested, but I also know that I think there's something going on with that character that makes him impossible. I don't know what's going on, but who knows. So maybe. And if I had to put my last one, I don't know, maybe Doom Guy, or the Doom Guy.
Oh yeah, I forgot.
I don't know. I don't think so. Just because I know Doom's a big game, but
yeah,
it's not that. Is it I feel like if a FPS character is getting in, I want it to be Master Chief. I don't even play Halo. I don't even have an Xbox. I've never owned an Xbox.
It'd be cool. It'd be very cool.
But I want Master Chief. I think using the swords, using the guns, he would be a very cool character. And Microsoft's already a part of this game, so come on, just let him in.
True.
So
yeah, I think Master Chief makes sense. Heihachi, I think before Terry, I would be like, yeah, that 100% makes sense. But I feel like having another fighting game character would be weird. Especially back to back. So I don't know about that one. I can see it, but I feel like since Terry came out, that's lower down in chance.
Yeah,
but I can see maybe Crash too.
Oh, I can see
Crash making sense.
I think he's gonna. I think Crash Bandicoot is actually pretty much guaranteed from my perspective, and I think he'll be a part of the next wave of DLC.
Yeah, I can see that
because
very
I don't know. Okay,
easily.
I'm gonna be straight up. I don't know who else they can possibly add. I got nothing. I think they've added everybody major, right?
That's why I'm thinking DLC. Well, obviously we can make another video on this, but will DLC Pack 2 be more guest characters, or would that be half Nintendo, half guest, or just Nintendo? I don't know.
Well,
I remember we talked about it a few months ago. Okay, who will they add? And this was when we just knew DLC Pack 1. Now we got another pack, and I'm like, okay, now I have no idea. I would be scrounging for options.
Yeah.
Possible options.
Yeah. I don't know. My money. Someone pointed out to me that in the video where they announced DLC, Sakurai, this is after he's talking about Banjo and Terry at the end of his presentation. He says, like, I'm excited to add more worlds to the world of Smash. And I'm like, okay, so it's most likely going to be guest characters, I would think. But that could also imply, like, Nintendo games that have not had their introduction, but there aren't, like, any of those. So I'm assuming more guest characters. And I think that, like, they're going to have to really reach out and get some interesting picks. Honestly, bro, I'm going to be straight up and say, like, I know you were saying, like, Heihachi would be a little overkill on the fighting games, but I'm going to be straight up and say, like, I want Smash Brothers to bring, like, every major fighting game character in. I mean, we got Capcom, we got Terry for SNK, we got Ryu and Ken for Capcom, and Terry for SNK. I think we're going to get Heihachi, and this is going to be dumb, and I don't think it'll happen, but I hope it does.
Oh, boy.
I want Scorpion from MK, Mortal Kombat.
I know people want that. I feel like that's so uninteresting.
I feel like it would be really cool. I mean, I could see him using, like, side B as, like, his spear. Yeah. And, like, he could, like, hellfire you, and, like, from like, he can, like, kind of like how Palutena's fire works, where, like, he chooses where he kind of wants it to go, and he lifts up, like, a huge pillar of fire. Like, I could see him doing teleports as recovery. Really?
Huh?
I think it would be really cool. Oh, you wouldn't be against it?
No, I wouldn't. I would not. I would not, but I don't know. I think there's...
I don't know.
For me, more creative choices I would prefer.
I agree. But number one, he's American. Number two, he's extremely violent, but I mean, Bayonetta. And number three, I don't know. He does look weird, and I know that they'll probably do the whole, like, oh, he only faces one direction thing, but I don't know. I still feel like it would be really cool to see Scorpion fighting Mario, but I don't know. Like,
well, like, when their fighting games bring in, different fighting game characters, I think that's really cool. But I feel like I wouldn't want just Smash to be, oh, these are all just fighting game characters, you know?
Yeah.
Because Smash is so different, but that's, yeah.
I don't know. Well, I think we should talk about this at a later juncture. Talk about who the last DLC is going to be. Probably will be next podcast, honestly, because I'm excited now.
I agree.
So
that's it for me today.
Yeah, I think that's it from both of us. So we're going to call it a day, ladies and gentlemen. We are going to, obviously, we're going to upload this soon. Hopefully it comes out. Not hopefully. It's going to come out. I'm going to get this edited and put it out there. But anyways, thank you guys so much for watching. Thank you guys so much for listening and commenting and liking. Don't forget to check out John's stream. I'll put a link in the description so you guys can easily check it out. And tune in for the next discussion where we're going to talk more about Smash Brothers, hopefully, and other things, gaming and movies related. This was actually a hugely movie-populated podcast. So anyways, thanks again, and we'll see you guys next time. Take care.